So over the last few months, I spent about $800 on Facebook ads to drive listeners to one of my songs. In this video, I'm going to go over the campaign and all the results. I'm also going to run through the Spotify data to show you how the campaign triggered these Spotify algorithms. So I'm going to get started here and hope you guys enjoy. All right, so here I'm running a conversion campaign. Basically, what's going on, the viewer on Instagram or Facebook sees my ad. If they like the song, they can click on the ad. It'll go to a landing page here, and then they can click play on Spotify. I'm not doing Apple Music for this one specifically, but you can if you'd like. And this is all ran through Hyped It. So they click play, and it brings them right to my song. There are different ways of doing this. You can bring them to a playlist with all of your music if you want, which I have. I haven't done that because I haven't had much success in that, but I might try this at some point. I'd say test for yourself to see what might be best and what drives the most traffic and streams and good data to Spotify. So on this ad, let's look at the results here. I ran this ad from April 26th to July 30th. I spent a total of $10 per day on this ad. So basically the goal here is to give Spotify some good data. To give it good data, you want to get lots of streams, lots of saves, lots of repeat listeners, playlist ads, and then Spotify is going to push your song out in their algorithm to different playlists like Discover Weekly, Release Radar, Radio. If you don't give Spotify good data, it's not going to do that. So running Facebook ads is essentially giving it that good data if your song is good. One thing I will add is your song has to be decent. It doesn't have to be obviously some radio ready, chart topping, Billboard hit. But it does have to be half decent. You can't just go make something that's absolutely horrible, run ads on it, and expect it to do well. The song has to be, between mediocre and good for people to kind of resonate with it. Otherwise, these ads aren't going to do well at all. So you do have to have half decent music. Not saying that my music is amazing by any means. Like I'd say I'd probably be on the mediocre end of things. But yeah, just wanted to add that in there. So looking at the results here, I have about 2,700 clicks on this ad. I ran multiple different ad sets to see which would have been the winner. The winner of this was Vance Joy, which got about 1,900 clicks. Facebook optimizes to bring the traffic to whatever the best performing ad set is. So this would have been Vance Joy. And then I guess the Lumineers kind of came in second. The cost per result was about 31 cents Canadian, which is about 23 cents USD. So this is a very, very good performing ad. And then I will show you the Spotify results here soon. So if I go into this further, you can see the breakdown by country. I basically chose tier 1 and 2 countries for this. And as you can see, like lots of results in Brazil. So Facebook optimizes to see what's giving you the best results and like the lowest cost per result. And Brazil and some of these countries are cheaper to run ads to. As you can see, 64,000 impressions and a total of $100 spent. Whereas like somewhere that's more expensive, like the United States, $35 spent and 5,000 impressions. So obviously you're going to get more impressions for less money in countries like Brazil. So Facebook sometimes optimizes towards that, but I do find that when it's pushing you out on radio and all Spotify's algorithms, it doesn't just push it out to the countries that did the best. It does push it out to the United States, Canada. So that's for the countries. So I ran this on Facebook and Instagram. I had Facebook feed, Instagram profile feed, Instagram Explore, and then Reels, Instagram Stories, Instagram Reels, Instagram search results. This is the ad here. So basically, I just went out and did some filming one day. I do find that the more effort you put into these ad creatives, the better results are. At 23 cents USD. That's a very good result. So obviously, because I took some time and I actually filmed something, I seen somebody else do this on Instagram with this 3-tiered video here, and I just gave it a shot. And when I tried it, all my ads started doing a lot better. So I've been doing this kind of and going out and filming something that has something to do with the video and putting it in this 3-tiered video kind of thing. You don't have to do it that way, but I find doing an actual video and doing a little bit of filming, spending a few hours works wonders and kind of pays dividends, because it's going to drive more traffic to your song. You're going to look more legit. People are going to resonate with it more rather than just putting like a picture of the album artwork. That can absolutely work, and it has worked for me. But to get your costs even lower, spend some time and just make a nice ad creative that's visually appealing, has you in it playing the song, maybe a music video style, or maybe just you playing the song out somewhere that has some nice background, maybe at a waterfront or somewhere cool. So now I'm going to go through and show you the data for this song. So the song came out April 26th. That's the day that I started running the ads on this song. So obviously, as you can see here, day one, you're not doing amazing. The Facebook ad still needs to optimize. It goes through a learning phase of about 50 clicks. So once you get about 50 clicks, it kind of gets out of that learning phase, and then it starts actually optimizing and getting a lower cost per result. So day one, I'm sitting at about 51 streams. Day two, got a little bit of a bump, maybe got some radio algorithmic play or something. Day three, 57. Day four, 133. Starting to go up here. Tuesday, 278, 155, 175. And then here's where the algorithm starts getting triggered here. So now people are starting to save the song. People are probably repeat listeners. As you can see, there's about 3.3 streams per listener here. They're probably adding it to their playlist. So Spotify sees good data here. So Spotify says, okay, I see some good data. I'm going to push it out. And I got a release radar bump on that first Friday. So it went from getting, a couple hundred streams a day to 1,200 streams. Next day, it did about 700, kind of stays around there, drops down, stops, not as much radio algorithmic play. Get another bump here. I don't think that was Discover Weekly, but it was a Monday, so I'm not too sure what that was, but I think it was more of radio. And yeah, and then it stays consistent, about 300, 400 streams a day. It keeps getting bumps of radio play. And yep, kind of goes up and down, up and down. Another bump here. That's a Monday. It might have been a Discover Weekly bump. So this is kind of goes to show you that giving Spotify good data is what is going to drive streams. And the one thing here that you want to make a note of the most is when the ad stops. So July 20th is when I stopped the ad. The song is continuing to get anywhere between 200 to 300 streams a day. Some days it jumps up. So July 20th is right here. 21st, it goes down. Obviously, you're going to go down a bit because you're not getting that 40 to 50 clicks on your ad per day. But yeah, 421, 573, kind of went down here to 270. And we're kind of hovering anywhere between like 2 to 4, 500 streams per day on the song. What this did was give Spotify some good data. Okay, people are listening to your song, so we're going to continue to push it out. You don't have to run ads anymore. We're going to continue to push this out, and you're going to stay in our algorithm. So this is what is so powerful about running these ads. If I did a playlist campaign, yeah, the numbers are going to be high, especially if you get on some bigger playlists. You're going to get a big push, but playlisting is a passive listening experience. So listeners they're going to be working out. They're going to be at camp. They're going to be studying, and the songs in the background, and they're not looking at saving songs. They're just listening to music, So you'll definitely get some saves and some repeat listens for sure on playlists, but you're not going to get as many, and Spotify is not going to get as much data. So on the 20th here, if I was running a playlist campaign, I can guarantee you on the 21st, the streams would have went back down to like 20 to 30 streams a day because Spotify doesn't have the data to work with. You want to give Spotify that data increase your popularity score, and you're going to continue to stay on that algorithm, and you're going to be able to grow, and your song can have long-term streams, and you'll get more revenue from that, and likely, hopefully, one day you'll get a return on that investment. So I'm going to go over to the playlists now and show you. So if we go over to radio, that's going to be the biggest driver here. Radio, huge. I got almost 12,000 streams. A Release Radar was the second biggest. That's where you seen in that first month I had all those spikes on those Fridays. Spotify was really liking the song and it pushed it out. So that was huge. And that was huge to start giving it some good data too. I got some Discover Weekly. I haven't had any huge bumps from Discover Weekly, but enough. And then this is another Spotify algorithm. This is new to me. So mixes, looks like on repeat, your DJ, day list. So on a lot of algorithmic playlists, nothing crazy here. And then the other big driver, which doesn't look huge here because of the low number of streams on each one, are these playlists from fans that fans make. So these all have a small amount. So basically from the beginning, 64 streams, 31, 18. But because there's so many of them, like if we go back here, playlist ads, 2,700 playlist ads. You know, if you get a couple streams a week from each of those, and that's not to say that I'm sure a lot of those were removed. There's probably not a total of 2,700 right now, but say there's 700 playlists and each of them play the song maybe 5 or 6 times a month. You know, you can see that number starts adding up. So the more playlists you have, sure, they might not be getting a lot of streams on the playlist, but if there's lots of playlists, you're going to get a lot of streams. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So I did a little spreadsheet here just to show you what the costs were and what the return was on this. So the total ad spend was $855, which is a little higher than I really anticipated, but this ad was doing really well. So I wanted to see what happened. You know, it was kind of a trial and error thing. And, you know, you're taking a little bit of a risk. I figured I think I can make this money back eventually. This is a long-term play, not a short-term play. Like over 2 years, I think I can make this back. So the amount of streams I got as of Friday was 56,814. That puts you at a cost per stream of just over a cent, which is pretty good. You know, obviously when you look at the streams on the Facebook ad manager, you're at 31 cents, but you're also pushing your song into all these algorithmic playlists and you're getting streams that way. So it's a lot lower when you actually look at the streams and the cost per stream. So I'm at just over a cent per stream, which is super low. So 31 cents for the Facebook ad, but all in all, and this number is just going to keep getting lower and lower the more streams I get on this song. So the revenue, on average, I get about 0.003 cents per stream. So at 0.003 cents per stream, I would have gotten Canadian $243 from this. So total money spent is $612 now once you subtract the 243 from the 855. So I'm starting to get to the point where I'm breaking even, but I still have spent $612 here. So the amount of streams I would need at 0.003 cents per stream would be about 270,000 streams. I believe this song can do it because of the data, because of the people sending me messages on how much they like this song and people sharing this song. I believe it can get this amount of streams. I do have a few more marketing ideas, possible like viral marketing ideas, which usually don't go well, but you never know. To get those streaming numbers a little bit higher and to give Spotify even better data and maybe give it another surge in streams. But I do believe if I let this sit for a couple years, I bet it would go potentially up to that number. I do think we can get to this. I'm hoping we can make a return on this investment and we'll see what happens. All right, to wrap this up, Facebook ads are a great way to add streams, fans, listeners to your music. It gives Spotify great data to work with so they can push your song out to more people. All in all, I think it is worth the investment. You're not necessarily going to get a huge return on it, but I think this is more of an investment in yourself as an artist and to watch yourself grow. And someday you might grow big enough to actually make a return on that investment. So all in all, Facebook ads are an amazing way to gain fans and listeners. I highly recommend it. Spend the money, $5, $10 a day. Give yourself a budget and see what happens. I could promise that it will pay dividends in the long run. So if anybody has any comments, questions, anything, just leave a comment below and I will get back to you. So anyways, thanks for watching and yeah, cheers.